Hello, everybody. Welcome to Executive Misfits. It's Amy Thomson and Brian Patrick White. We are here today to talk about, we've got lots of things we're talking about, but today's topic is a holistic approach to naysayers and downplayers. You know, we've all got them. Yeah, we've all got them. But before we get into any of that, we're going to have Mr. VP from Listen to Big Media give us our news.
Thank you, Amy Thompson. Good day, listeners, watchers, viewers. What's up? It's February 12th, 2021. It is the year of the ox, the metal ox, and it's also the Lunar New Year. All right, jumping into news. First and foremost, what we've got kicking off is, 1%. In Oregon, this interior designer, she is taking 1% if people want to out of, the total charge, and she's putting it into a fund that she's working with the homeless in Oregon. She's like, most people who can afford interior design put forth the 1%. They donate to her cause. And she says there's only about a 25% refusal rate of her clients who don't put in. And so, despite having one of the highest state tax burdens in the nation, Oregon struggles with homelessness rates. So, Amy, do you have there she is. There she was. So someone who is enjoying success and happiness in her life, I assert, and she's paying it back through this. So there you go. Kudos and shout out.
Yeah, you know what? It's amazing what 1% can do. And it's like, if you think about, you'd rather have 1% of everybody's efforts or 100 people's efforts than 1% of your own. You can do a lot with 1%. Having 1% of clients contribute 1% towards a project like that, you're really helping a lot of people. And it doesn't seem like a lot of work for a lot of other people. So yeah, I'm really excited about what that woman's doing.
Yeah. And if you got some big numbers up there, 1% is a lot more than a little. So good stuff. Moving on.
So what's next?
Yes, what's next is, this is cool. This one's cool. This is like the oldest recipe book that we know to exist, right? So it came out of Babylon, a Babylonian recipe that reveals ancient culinary traditions. And the name Babylonian sounds fun. It's like Babylonian, right? So
one of my favorite books is The Richest Man in Babylon. So yeah, good story.
So
Tell us about these
Babylonian rich man. Right. So they're actually on the tablets, and 4 dishes on them, right? And they were actually recreated from the food of that time that we've got now. We're taking a look at lamb stew, which is one of the things they made. This is ad lib. I'm not reading through it. And let's re-roll the tape.
Well, I'm thinking when I'm looking at this, I'm like, I wish they would have actual pictures of the scrolls. Because I was scrolling down, looking down the page, and I'm like,
well, what is that right
We've
there?
Got these old recipes. Is that the actual scroll?
I mean, it doesn't
look
like it yet. Why would they put it there, though, if it wasn't, right?
At first, it kind of looked like a piece of bread. But you know what? Now that I'm looking at it closer, it might actually be the scroll. Okay.
There's this stew called pacha.
A clearer look, then, I guess, would be nice.
Right. Zoom in. There's a stew called pacha that originates from this part of the world, Iraq, Iran, Syria. And anyway, they recreated 4 of these recipes, and just pretty cool stuff, right? I mean, pulling a recipe from thousands of years old. So without further ado, let's move on to number 3. And this one, here's another good news story about saving animals. And if you've tuned in with us from previous episodes, animals come up from time to time, if not every episode. So they do these controlled avalanches, right? They cause these intentional avalanches. It's sort of like, what is it with the fire control? They intentionally set fires. Anyways, they cause this avalanche for safety. A guy's driving by. He sees a deer that's out there. He's like, there's no way that this deer is going to make it. Boom, avalanche hits it, plows him, he's buried. So he and his buddy run up there. The snout, the face of the deer is still peeking up through it. They managed to dig him out, and the article says he kind of stood there. The deer stood there looking at him like, thank you, calmly, and then walked away. And then somebody shot him. No, that didn't happen.
Oh my God! Why would you even tell me something like that?
So check this out. Check this out, though. Do you know what I'm thinking? So, like the sheep, really, it is the sheep that ran up and they circled around the spot, and then the sheep found the deer. That comes back from our Scottish episode of the sheep finding the Scottish wildcat.
It's so funny. I'm sitting here and I'm kind of feeling like all like confronted. I'm like, oh my God, a deer got shot, and everything I said after that, I was just like, okay, it happens all the time, and yeah, it is. It is.
All right.
A lot of my favorite Disney movies and stuff, they show a bug that's out in the forest, and that somebody goes and saves it, and then some other animal comes and gets it anyways, and then some other animal eats the other animal, and then you're just like, whoa. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I just want to say hi to everybody who's watching the show. Let us know in the replay, let us know in the comments whether you're watching live or the replay. Okay, it's super good to know that. I had a lot of because last week we were doing this show, and I was like, oh, there aren't a lot of people watching, and then I had all these people contact me later and said, oh, I watched your show, watched the replay, it was really fun. Yeah, so thanks BP for doing the news. It's awesome, and I'm such a softie. All right, I want to tell you guys some things that are pretty cool that are also happening in the world. We've got some really neat projects. Okay, anybody who knows me knows I love making things. And I love finding out what people are doing. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I found this week. One of them is like a wearable, it's like a wristwatch, but it's actually a tape measure. And as geeky as that sounds, anybody who's done a lot of projects, you would know how handy this would come in. It's only 18 inches, so you'd probably, you can't really measure too many things, but with 18 inches, you can actually measure, and then you can take from there and measure more. So it actually would be super, super handy. And I've got some renovation jobs to finish up at home here, but this is really cool.
This reminds me of those. So what, the late 80s, early 90s, the tape. It was like a piece of metal, and you hit on your wrist, and it wrapped around.
Yeah, so I still have some of those. They came back in style probably a year and a bit ago around here. And my kids were not as fascinated as we were.
Was that one leather? It looked like there's an actual snap on it. So
yeah, that one actually looked like it had a nice. You want me to bring it up again?
This is like upper echelon.
Okay,
let me pull off my leather bracelet ruler and measure. Oh yeah, right.
It's gonna be like a really classy look for any handyman.
It's the bourgeois. The bourgeois.
Exactly. Version. So here we go. And then I want to tell you guys also, I'll wait until the next one, but there's something really cool. So yeah, what I like about this is also it can be different sizes. So you can measure your wrist at the same time and use it and look like a classy handyman at the same time. I think they should have different colors and different styles, because then you can match it with your suit and your pajamas if you want to go that route too.
I know. Let's maybe follow them and send them an email.
You know what I want to know? How many people
that they're on our show? What?
Yeah, we should do that. But I want to know how many people watching this right now are wearing pajama pants or in their pajamas or something, because with COVID, I bet half the population is in their pajamas half the time.
I know that's the big joke is you put on the executive, you've got your frontal look here and above, and then, as you said, pajama pants. Shorts.
Exactly, pajama pants. And today, I have to tell you, I am not wearing pajama pants. Just for the record, just in case anybody wants to know that.
You need your reporter and broadcasting slippers, though.
Oh, the fuzzy bunny ones? Oh, I have my pencil case, which is super fuzzy. Super fuzzy. Okay, I want to tell you guys about a couple other cool projects that are happening. We've got this one. I picked this one specifically because my sister, it was her birthday, right? And she's a fantastic person. And I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm knitting. Like, okay, you're going to knit for your birthday. That's fun. I mean, I used to like it as a kid, maybe not as much now, but knitting is a really cool craft. So I picked this one.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, it can be. But I picked this one because between my sister and one of my kids, I think it's really neat. One of my kids is a wicked designer. And she likes to have cacti in all these different areas. And these are super cute because these are handmade. See the little tiny one beside the bigger one?
Yeah.
And this wasn't a big project that this person put out. Like, it's a big project, yes, but lots of people ask for like thousands and thousands of dollars for their projects. This person's like, I want $500 just so I can make all of these little guys. And they raised $1,531, and there's still 20 days to go. So that's super cool. And I just want to give a shout out. Yeah, good for you, crafter person.
We need like some kind of award or a bell or an alarm or something like ding, do 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 do. Okay.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't have to be a big dream. Like, you know, you and I, we play with a lot of big players who have ginormous dreams, right? But it doesn't matter if it's a small, like, hobby dream or a giant dream. It's like I just love when people's dreams come together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the sensation of creation.
Exactly. And before I get into the third project, I do want to mention the Creative Collaboration Summit is coming up next week.
Yeah.
1 week from today. 1 week from today, and it's where everybody, like, it doesn't matter your age, your gender, your religion, your race, any of that stuff. It doesn't matter if you've got dreams and goals and you want help to put them together. This is where you come, and it's a free event, and we're just collaborating. So if you want to get in on that,
yes.
Exactly. If you want to get in on that, go to wheredreamsconnect.com.
I want to get in on it, Amy. I want to get in on it. Okay, where do I go?
You're my co-host, dude. You better be in on it.
Oh yeah, right.
Where if you don't show up, I think I'd be a little upset there.
Wheredreamsconnect.com is where you go to register for this spectacular event, and really, it is a lot of fun. And it really is. I encourage you to register, show up, and Amy's on to the next thing already. I bet you this actually came out of the Creative Collaboration Summit. I remember these people.
I don't know if this one came out of it or not.
Oh, okay. All right. It totally.
But there were really cool things that did come out of the summit, and yeah, I can't wait to see what comes out of this next one.
Right on.
Anyways, when I saw this one, I thought, how cool is that? It's like super classy, really like souped up guitar picks, luxury, fine materials and design, and then it said, with the most advanced technology to improve your playing experience. And the first thing I thought was, I think for me to improve my playing experience, I would actually have to practice, you know? So I think this combined with practice would be great.
Yes, and they look very stylish. Does that robotic hand, that AI, is that part of how you play better? Right there, yep.
I guarantee if I had really good artificial intelligence combined with a robotic hand and all technologies were operating properly, I would definitely play better.
That's fun stuff. That looks like a Mercedes symbol. Can they do that?
Well, technically they could do this. It doesn't have a circle around it, and it's a triangle and a few more triangles. So yeah, it's not the Mercedes symbol, but I can see how that's really cool, and it definitely makes it look luxury right off the bat.
There you go.
Yeah, totally.
Plain in style. Plain in style.
Exactly. So what do we have next, my dear?
All right.
We're going to talk about your streaming platform.
All right. Cool.
How's that going? How's that project of yours going?
It is coming along. It's going swimmingly. So what we're doing, we're populating the channel, and specifically, I'm looking to work with a half a dozen individuals to really get their vision and bring it to life and put it on the streaming channel. So there's some really great deals that I have for a half a dozen people. All right. And listen to Big Media and Opportunity Entertainment. It is a behemoth of a project, an idea, the business. Essentially, Listen to Big Media is a trade foundation incubator. All right. And it's ideal for early stage business startups, project enthusiasts, and nonprofit newcomers. And 30 seconds to wrap this up. The
have
content.
A question.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to ask you a question.
Okay,
great. So say I'm some new person, right? And I've got this, say I've got a dream. Say I've been an entrepreneur for a little while, and I would like to be able to broadcast some of my things, say that I've got like passion stuff, like I'm an environmentalist, and say that I help animals, and also that I have a business, and I've got a really cool family life. I don't know what I want to do yet, but I know that I do a lot of projects where I help people. And I come to you and I say, Brian Patrick, I would love to know, like, what do I do with this? I want to be able to showcase some of these awesome things and these great people I'm working with. How do I do that? Tell me what you
All right.
come up with.
All right. We'll have a discovery conversation, right? We're going to take a look at where your idea, your business, your project is, and what your ultimate goal is, your ultimate vision. And then we're going to take a look at where the gaps are, what we need to fill, and essentially put a plan together. I mean, it's more than you putting a video. There is brainstorming and formulation. There's a theory. And the theory is that if we partner up, we're going to go further together. So,
it always is the case, yeah.
Yeah.
And the question is, what if people don't have their vision so solid? Because your world is the broadcasting media world, right?
Right.
And then somebody else's world is a completely different world. And to bring it together, how do you take them from the I'm in my world to now I feel comfortable in your world of the broadcasting? Because a lot of that's new for people.
Great question. Another great question. Some people aren't comfortable in front of the camera. So then we take a look at podcasting. We take a look at the audio. All right. And even if they're not okay and be in front of the camera, it's the story, the footage. We can create the story. They don't have to be in front of it. So there are ways that we can, move your project forward, right? Photos, we can completely make it up. It doesn't have to be you. So if you're one of those people who don't like to be in front of the camera, don't be discouraged. And we can talk about putting your team together, because there are people who believe in what you're up to, and maybe they want to be on camera.
That's exactly it. And that's what we help. Like, we help people. You and I both help people to build out their teams. And that's really cool. Okay. So that brings me, thank you. And that brings me to something that's really cool too, is that being in front of the camera. Some people are really good with tech and some people are not really good with tech. And either way, you can turn it to your advantage even if you're not. If you want to share, I'm going to share the screen for the I'm Not a Cat. And I want you to tell people about it, okay?
Okay. So this is cool. Even if this was staged, this is cool. This is funny. And it occurs like it's not yet. It's like, did this really happen? You got to be joking.
All right. So
we're in a courtroom. We're in a virtual courtroom on Zoom, okay? And there are these two lawyers and a judge. And they're having this hearing, trial, whatnot. And this is what came out of it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I was looking at it, and I've had so many people, and they're like, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to do that. Like, could you imagine being in a courtroom and there's a lawyer who's trying to do their case, and they're like, I'm not a cat, really. I'm not a cat. How do I get out of those? Yeah.
Are you gonna play it?
I didn't know if it would show up okay if I played it.
Yeah.
The audio would be okay. I don't know, because I've got my headset on today. So tell me if you can hear it or not. Yeah, I don't think you can hear it.
Pull your headphone, pull them out. Play this thing. This is hilarious.
Can you hear it?
No.
Okay, but people can get the gist of it anyways. It's like,
oh my god, we got to put the link in. We got to put the link. Put the link.
I got to tell everybody. Okay, I will put the link, but I'm going to tell everybody what he's saying. The cat is sitting here going, can you hear me, Judge? Can you hear me, Judge? Can you see me? My client wants to move forward with this. I'm here live, but I'm not a cat. So there you go. I guarantee that even if you're a lawyer and you're having a tech challenge or anything, it's like you can turn it around, because this person probably got a lot of, it might have been a little embarrassing at first.
We need to get a hold of that guy. That is an executive misfit.
It definitely is an executive misfit. I'm so in love with that. Yeah, we got that too. That's too cool. Too cool. So yeah, I want to say hi to everybody who's watching. Awesome. Also, yeah, we have some cool things. Also, we have this week. We've got 2 gifts. I'm gonna jump ahead because we've got 2. Like, how it works is we have gifts that we give away. We've got prizes on our show. And last week, what happened was we didn't give them away. So this week we're giving away 2. And so if you guys are watching this and you want to win a prize, we might just lump them together. I think we should just lump them together, 2 prizes, and we should give them away. But the thing is you've got to pick a number between 1 and 10 and enter it in the comments. You got to do that right now, okay? If you guys are watching this and you want to get some really wicked prizes, I'm going to do a Brian Patrick. I'm going to just type a number on my phone, and it's going to be this number here. And I haven't, so all I have to do is wait for one person's comment, and they just have to pick a number between 1 and 10 to win prizes. If it's the same number that matches what's on my phone right now, then we're golden. And they get 2 prizes. They would get a couple things. They can actually have their choice this week, okay? So instead of me randomly picking it, it's going to be, they get a 20-minute tarot card reading from myself, or the Finishers Club program, 12 days, which is essentially like a massive kick-ass productivity program. And then they could also have the Affirming Arts Creative Manifestation Workshop. And this next one, we're focusing on relationships. So we're going to be looking at every single thing, every kind of relationship, and what's in your subconscious.
Amy, we got to get some clips or something to show about that, because
I have lots of clips.
The real-time engagement on the video conferencing, what's being created, it's absolutely it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to make some promo videos.
Oh, we definitely do. We definitely do. Okay, so somebody put. Okay. We do. We have videos. Okay. The challenge is that whole thing about the lawyer with the tech stuff. I have to admit that I'm not the greatest with the tech stuff either. So I have videos on my computer, but people said my computer was too loud, so I've got a headset, and now I don't know how to get the volume on the videos. And we'll figure this out. But we've also got, if you guys want your project spotlighted on our show, that's another prize, or a 30-second promotion for your business, dream, goal, or project. Okay? And keep in mind, we're the hosts of this summit that's coming up next week that we're going to have 500 people at. So it's like, if you guys want to be showcasing and having your things in front of people, it's a good idea to do that. Just connect with us. Word to your ma. Okay, so I didn't have anybody jump on that, in which case it just rolls into the next one. They get 3 prizes next week.
I'm like, are we going to do
we're doing it like the lottery, okay?
Post-show giveaway?
We might. I mean, people watch
this. You got to be live. Got to be live.
It does have to be live. But people tend to watch it in the replay. And just know, if you guys are watching the replay, we are going to be giving away 3 prizes next week. And they're actually pretty cool. So something I do want to show you guys, though, is I've been working on some art with my kids. There's a oracle deck that we're doing. And so I want to show you guys some picture. So here's one of the cards. Tell me if you guys can see that, BP. I got to get on the StreamYard screen.
It looks like, I got it. Wild hair, flowers, a character.
And then the eyeball thing.
Lady.
So the
eyeball.
Well, yeah, so it's kind of got like eyes drawn over it. And here's another one. So these are some of the cards that are going to go into the oracle deck that we're putting together, and we're doing it specifically for. So my kids and I have suffered with like chronic, clinical depression and anxiety and suicidal tendencies and a bunch of other like things, right, that my kids and I go through. And so one of the things that I'm putting there, like, we're doing it for self-care, self-esteem, like self-love, really, like we're just going to do the oracle deck specifically for what you can do for yourself. It's all about self. And so even though it was recommended by one of my kids' therapists, I used to want to write a self-esteem book that had all these things. Yeah. So it seemed like a perfectly aligned match. And so my kids and I are doing it together.
This is really cool that you're using your self-expression, which is therapeutic, putting it into this, these oracle cards, which can then be used multiple times, clearly, on and on and on, for purposes of clarity.
Yeah.
How would you say it? You're the...
Well, it is for clarity. And I use cards myself. Like, one of the things that I do is when my energy's off, sometimes I'll use a card just to, like, like just to help me get a little bit of clarity. But the thing is when your energy's off, you can also attract things that are not in alignment with what your soul would be calling for. So I don't read into it. Like I have to have my energy aligned right for me to be able to really connect and channel the messages that are for the best and highest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question around what you're speaking. So when you say oracle, when you're saying oracle cards, you're speaking of tarot.
I'm speaking of both. It's like, okay, so
both.
There are tarot cards, right?
Okay.
I'm looking over on my shelf. I've got a bunch of tarot cards, but I also have different oracle cards. And for people who can tap into their tune, like every one of us has intuition, right? And it's about how tuned in we are and tapped into our intuition. So the better we get, the more we start to pay attention to signs. And you can find signs in anything, right?
Sure.
You can really like, but you always want to be looking for the ones that are for your highest and best good, because it's like you're going to attract whatever's in your psyche at the time, right? So if you want clarity and you seek clarity and you're in a space to be open to receiving clarity, you're going to align with something that's going to give you clarity. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, and referring to what you said earlier, depending on the space or mood you're in, something else could show up. So I'm like, what about the angel cards? What about the cards that they're like, they're good, regardless of your energy? It's just like, you are the chosen one. Your day is filled with manifestation. Be cheery. Those ones.
Well, it's funny you say that, because if you ever listen to Abraham Hicks,
yes,
like Esther, she'll be saying,
yeah,
those cards, you pull a card and she's like, rah, 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 rah. So it really depends on your mood and your energy. It's like how you're going to be
all right.
And it's the same with songs. You notice how sometimes when you're in like a really bad mood, you want to put on a song that just kind of matches that mood until you feel like you relate to it. And then you're like, okay, great. Now I can feel like I can get into a better space.
Yeah.
But songs can also take you from a good space to a really negative space if it connects you with some kind of event you've had.
We've got Down the Rabbit Hole with Amy Thomson.
Always.
And card reading. Next week on Down the Rabbit Hole with Amy Thomson.
Always.
Blue pill or red pill?
Some people will take all pills. I don't know. I'm not that kind of person, but either way. Yeah. One of the things, and it's so funny because I'm so fascinated with people and with their minds and with like.
You're flow fascinated.
I am flow fascinated. Yeah, we've got an Affirming Arts workshop coming up right after our summit. It's on Tuesday the 23rd. And I'm going to be teaching people how to connect with whatever's going on in their subconscious. And we're going to be, that's upside down. That's upside down. It's with me. So I'm going to be teaching people how to take, really discover what's there in the areas of relationships. And it could be family, friends, lovers, past lovers. And we're going to clear the things creatively. Because if you give me, Brian Patrick, give me like 2 affirmations for me. Just, this is a demonstration. Give me 2 affirmations about me and relationships.
Supportive. You are very supportive. I am very supportive. Amy Thomson is very supportive. Is that?
Yeah. Like, so here's what's neat about affirmations. It's like, that's a great affirmation. But if it's coming to me, there might be something in me that's like, I hate always being supportive, blah, 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 right? So it's like there's an affirmation and it could be like rejected by the person's subconscious. So affirmations are amazing, and to use them properly and to use them to really elevate yourself, you've got to have them at least 80% believable. So one of the things we do in the workshop is we find out what affirmations we're really actually telling ourselves. Like we just did a money one a few weeks back, and I was shocked at what I discovered within myself, because I had done a lot of work, but then when I hadn't done this probably for a couple of years, actually going through and doing these workshops. So when I did it, I was really surprised at how much I had external forces impacting my thoughts about money. And so I got to look at that and clear them, and we get to create and test with a group of people what affirmations are really going to work for us. So it's like, if there's anything in any relationships that are not working, there's going to be stuff that's going on in you that you're hearing, whether you're trying to ignore it or not. So that's why these things are so cool. And then we get to do art, and we do a lot of fun, explorative, we do expressive, and then we also do this kind of art. So if anybody wants to come, I am offering that for no charge, which is crazy because after this they're going to go up to like $197 for the series of 4 workshops. So yeah, they're no charge, and that's going to be at iawesome.com. Well, I've got an appreciation link if you want to go through my link. I attached it underneath the videos in the description. So if you click on my link and you register for iAwesome, like you could register, I think you get 10 to 20 days free or something like that. So you could end up attending the workshop and taking some other cool events too, and then seeing if you like it. And if you do register after that, then I would get a very small portion, but it's a great platform. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that was a big rabbit hole I took you down, and it was a lot of fun.
It's like I was on the sled the whole time, like woo, yeah, woo, woo.
Was it okay?
Yeah, I've never been down a wintry rabbit hole. That was fun.
Yeah. Okay. Good. You know what I don't like about wintry sledding is like after a couple days when it gets really icy and then the snow goes on top of it and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go out and it's fresh snow, but you know when you go down the hill you're just gonna get your sled, like you're gonna end up with ice on your face or something. It's all good. It's all good. Winter's fun. Okay. So that being said, let's actually talk about what this show is about today.
Yep.
Which is the Naysayers and the Downplayers. Have you ever had anybody diss your dreams?
No, man. Everybody's like, yeah, dude. Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what are the hardest parts of that? Like, have you ever had anybody like actually like aggressively try to get in your way and stop you from things? Like, what's the worst experience that you've had without giving anybody's names away or anything, and how it left you?
Wow. I can't say that I've had anyone be that aggressive in regards to what I'm up to. However, it's more, there's a lot of, you've been doing this a while, and like, how far are you? Like, what's really happening? They're not seeing, all they see is like us right now, right? Or they hear them talking about, they see some videos that I edit, nothing to what's going on in the background, the discovery process, the journey, that whole adventure. And so it's a lot of negative, like you're putting a lot of time into this, and it's not really, being fruitful. It's not moving forward, right? So it's, and they don't see the vision. It looks like a hobby. It looks like a habit. So,
I bet so many people relate to this. I bet this. Keep going.
Yeah, and on the topic of putting together how to have conversations with your friends, family, and the general public about how this is not a habit, it's not a hobby, it is a passion, right? And it's not addiction to failure. It's about being connected to something unexplainable.
Yeah.
For me, anyway, and I'm compelled to do it. And one way or another, I'm doing it. And so people are like, oh, it's a passion project. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, this is the path.
This is your life.
This
is the path. This is the do or die.
This is life. This is not a passion. It's not a hobby. It's not a habit. This is life.
All right. So it's funny you say that, and especially the addiction. It's not an addiction, a negativity. I invited my mother. Okay, so this is something that's really cool.
Are these words to your mother?
No, this is not words to your mother. But I invited.
Would have been a great transition. Go on.
Okay, come on, dude. Let me go. Okay, so friends and family. Usually, it's family are the hardest people who are like on other people's dreams, because we can usually just choose other friends, right? It's like if there are people that are dissing your dreams or downplaying you or putting you down, you can choose other dreams. But what if it's your family? And what if it's like people who are in your regular environment and stuff? And sometimes you live with them and sometimes you don't. I was going to share a funny story about my mom because, I'm sure this happens to a lot of people, but I invited her, I wanted her to look at an affiliate opportunity. I'm doing a lot of affiliate marketing, right? And I'm seeing results and I'm seeing money coming in, and my mom said something about wanting to make extra money. So I invited her to look at something, and I said, 20 minutes, just have a look. If you're interested, awesome. If you're not, no problem. And she's like, never invite me to anything again. It's some kind of addiction you have. I'm like, well, that was a great response. I'm like, what I'm doing is like I'm putting together things that are just helping people's dreams. It's like that's my path. I know that's my path. So if I have things that are like aligned with that, that's what I'm gonna do. And I actually reacted very badly. I was not the nicest. I couldn't believe the way that I responded. Like normally I am cool and calm about everything, and that time I was just like, no, I have had enough of this. And it was really cool. So. And of course, then I'm also landmark trained, so I immediately got off it and called my mom and restored integrity, and we just, repaired the relationship. But at the same time, it's like a lot of people will lose their relationships because their family members say something and it triggers something, and either they go at them or they feel that they can't be supported by this person. And there is a point in every entrepreneur's life when you're up to something big that other people don't get, that you really have to just get. Other people don't get it, and they never will. And that you have to be in your own power. So I'm okay with that now. I am in my own power. Yeah.
Be in your power.
Yes, but what do you do, BP, when you live with people who are constantly downgrading and downplaying you?
I listen to them. I'm okay. It's a tool called recreation. We call it reflective listening. Like, oh, you say back to them what they said to you, and that's their opinion, and this is my time, not theirs. And I remove myself from that disempowering conversation. Recreating, like I understand that this occurs to you as a colossal waste of time, and like, what am I doing, right? Consider I'm having fun as an executive misfit, right? There's no reason to dwell on it, and really, that's where the team, bands, supporters, come in. I mean, at the end of the day, if when I'm making myself happy, I'm feeling complete, and I've contributed to someone else in what I'm doing, then that's the game that's being played. It's fulfilling, it's satisfying, and I know that one action leads to another action.
Exactly. And you said something so profound there, making yourself happy. It's like you got to realize that your happiness is more important than somebody else's opinions. And sometimes people can be loud, and they can be aggressive, and they can be in your face, and they can bring up everything that could ever make you look or feel bad. And you know what? You're stronger than that. You're more powerful than that. You have more going on than that, and you need to know that deep down and just use that to fuel you to do better. That's my take on it.
You kick him out of the band, or you don't let him in.
I'm talking about the people who live with you that you can't seem to get away from, like those kind of people.
Well, right.
So you can kick them out, but you can't kick them out.
Security escorts them to the door. They're not in the concert arena, right?
Exactly, in your mind. Because, even though they're still around and you can hear them, you might not actually physically be able to get away from them. So, it's like kick them out.
It's important to have your space, some physical space, right? Absolutely.
Okay. And if you don't, this is what I'm saying for the people who don't. Okay?
All right. So
there's also headphones. The space in your head.
I've got headphones on right now that plug in. I can listen to music. Mm-hmm. Outdoors are very nice. Even in winter, you can step outside. Phone a friend, hop on Zoom, go to the bathroom, close the door, take a shower,
All of those things are good.
The washer or dryer. I'm kidding. Don't do that at home.
Don't climb in the washer and dryer. No. But yeah, all of those things are really, really good. And it comes down to like owning yourself, owning your mind, not letting anybody take up space or occupy. Like kick them out as if you're evicting them. Don't let them rent an apartment in your mind. And choose happiness over everybody and everything else. All right, BP, words to your mother.
Words to your mother. Yes. Brought to you today by. All right, words to your mother. Be happy with what you have and be excited about what you want. Let me say this again. Be happy with what you have and be excited about what you want. Gratitude. Exactly. And looking towards your goals in the future, right? And Amy, this wouldn't be complete if we didn't check out our musician, our artist.
Yes, and this is one of my favorites, and I can sing a lot of songs, but I butcher respect.
Are you gonna bring? Yeah, put it on. Okay, so in honor of Black History Month and celebrating a musician on our weekly show, we have Aretha Franklin today. And Aretha is known as the Queen of Soul. And by the age of 18, she was already signed with Columbia Records. Yet her big hits and fame came on a little later, once she signed with Atlantic. And then the rise to fame started. So Amy, hit it.
Oh, I can't hit it. Oh, wait. I got it. Okay, Google. Play Respect by Aretha Franklin. Okay, Google, turn it up to 7. I hope that worked. Last time I was all prepared. This time I totally forgot. I don't think it's working.
Oh, no respect.
No respect, Google. Come on. Okay, Google. Play Respect by Aretha Franklin.
Respect by Aretha Franklin. Sure. Playing on YouTube Music.
What you want, baby, I got what you need. You know I got it. All I'm asking is for respect. Okay, Google, stop the music. Don't want to get in trouble for any like copyright issues. So, yeah, that's awesome. That's totally awesome.
That
All
was
right,
fun.
VP.
It is.
It was
Yeah.
fun. I want to thank you for being a fantastic co-host. I'm looking forward to doing the show with you next week. Not just the show, the whole event. I got to stop this screen share.
Right.
There we
Yeah,
go.
so-
We're back.
So what does that look like? Well, we have a show Wednesday, and then we have the Creative Collaboration Summit Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Exactly. So Wednesday we'll have our next Executive Misfits show, and then we're going to be helping 500 people, including ourselves, to have their dreams and goals come together. And that's freaking amazing. So, woot.
Woot.
All right.
Thank you.
We will
Amy
see
Thompson.
all y'all at the next show. Thanks for joining us today. Bye.
Make a great day.